Hello, so for this video I am going to be doing a general favorites. Yeah, so I'll just start and I'm going to start with bedroom, like home stuff. Okay, so the first thing is it's an actual like bedroom home decor thing, but it's also like just an action or like thing that you can do. The first favorite that I have is this art print that I got from the artist Camilla Engstrom. She's an artist who's here in LA. So the actual favorite is the print itself, but it's also the act of getting art framed and actually putting it up. So this print, I bought it in 2019, like August 2019, and I barely framed it this month, January. Well, it's February, but I framed it and hung it up in January of 2021. So it took me like a year and a half to actually frame it and hang it up, and I'm just so much happier now that I've actually done it. I'm happier when I walk into my room and I see the print, because like that's why I bought it, because I loved it so much and it just made me so happy. I really love her artwork, and I was really happy when she came out with these prints because, you know, I just think prints are like a really great thing for artists to do to make it like more accessible for certain their audience members who can't afford to like buy original work to buy a print. So yeah, like, not that I don't know why it took me so long to get the frame. Like, it was kind of something like I think I was just like reluctant to spend money on a frame, which it's not like, I know framing can be expensive, but I bought a cheap frame. And yeah, so if you have any art that you haven't framed or hung up in your wherever you live, that is definitely something that I recommend. So the next two things are still also like bedroom things that I use in the bedroom, home items I guess. So the first thing is this little lamp that I have, and this is not new. I probably got it like a year and a half ago as well, but I've just been using it a lot more recently. So it's basically like a little lamp that you can charge via like just like a regular common charging cable, and so you don't need to have it plugged in. You can take it with you wherever you want and need it in your home. But I mean, I mostly just use it in my bedroom, and it's so it has a switch, and you turn it on and then you tap it to turn it on, and it has like 3 different brightness levels, and then it also has colors. Yeah, so it'll like oscillate between these different colors, and then you can like tap it again and it'll stay on that color. So it's really nice. And so the reason that it's like a recent favorite is because I started using it kind of a lot more, because my husband has like a different work schedule now, and he has to go to sleep earlier when he can and wake up earlier. So I still kind of like to stay up later than him, so this is really good for me to use when he's asleep and I don't want to have like our more bright light on. I could just have this on and I can like journal and read, which I usually like to do at night, and it's really good. So the next thing is earplugs, and it's like these type of earplugs. So I've used earplugs for a long time, probably since I was like in high school. You know, because sometimes like family or the neighborhood is noisy and you gotta use earplugs. But yeah, ever since I moved into this apartment, it's just increased my need to use earplugs. And when I got these ones are just like so much better than the ones I was using before. I feel like they block out a little more noise than the other ones, and they're also more comfortable and they last longer because, so like you can use a pair multiple times, and I feel like the ones I used to have, you can only use them a few times, and this one I can use more times. So it just helps you to like when you extend the lifetime of it, it's just better, like saves money. So yeah, these are really good because I can't control any of the noises that go on outside, but I can at least use these and they help a lot. And then the next bedroom thing still is, it's one of my favorites, but I think this thing, it's a pillow. This is kind of like a really personal thing. It depends on your body and how you sleep, but yeah, for me, this favorite that I've been really happy about and been sleeping a lot better since I got is a Casper pillow, and it's the foam pillow. So it's kind of weird because like up until maybe like the past 3 or 4 years, I would kind of always sleep without a pillow. It was just more comfortable to me, and I would just usually sleep on my back or on my side. And even on my side, I would be fine without a pillow. I would just like use my arm when I wanted to. But then that wasn't comfortable anymore, and I started using pillows when I moved in here. And I got a pillow. It was a really thin pillow from the brand Tulo, which is the brand that our mattress is. And that was really good because it was a really thin foam one. So it was very similar to what I was used to before of not using a pillow. But then like, I guess just like with age, you know, it just wasn't comfortable enough for my body. And then my husband has this pillow that was like thicker, and it was like a gel foam. That was super comfortable, and I started like taking it and using it. But that was like his main pillow that he used, so I needed to find a pillow, and I couldn't get that same pillow because it was like sold out when we had first bought it. And at this point, this was like 2 years later that I was starting to look for another pillow similar. So I was like trying a bunch of different pillows. I had to return some, and none of them were like as comfortable as his. Yeah, so I tried the avocado pillow, and that was like really uncomfortable for me because it's like it was too hard. But I just kept that one because it's like good for like an extra support pillow. And then finally I decided to try the Casper foam pillow, and it ended up working out. It's very similar in the, I guess, like the firmness and the foam that it uses, and the thickness is similar. So I think this is good. And like I'm kind of short. I'm like petite, I guess you would say, in terms of my height and frame size. So like the depth of my shoulder is not very much, but this is a slightly thicker pillow, and I think it is marketed as like being good for side sleepers. And like for me and my body, it does work for that because I do like to sleep on my side a lot. So if that's the case for you, I think that this could be good. But even like when I'm on my back, it's comfortable for me. So yeah, as soon as I got this pillow, like I was able to start sleeping well again. And yeah, for me, and I'm pretty sure anybody else, getting good sleep is like super essential. So this next thing is still like within the realm of the bedroom, and it's not an object, like a specific object, but it's a general object or like practice that you can do and that I've been really enjoying. So I feel like a lot of people can relate to, especially like if you love clothes and stuff, to like having like a chair or like extra surface in your bedroom where clothes that you try on or that like you wore once end up, and you just leave them there until they're like dirty enough to go actually into the hamper. So it's kind of like they're in this limbo phase where you can wear them a few times, but they're not clean enough where you want to hang them back up in your closet or put them in your drawers, but they're not like dirty enough for you to put them in your hamper. So for me, I got this box that I had like, I don't know, one day I was like rearranging my stuff and I had this box extra. I had taken the stuff out of it and I didn't have anything else to put in it, and I realized that I can put my clothes that were in that situation into this box, and I have like a space in my closet on the top at a top shelf that I leave it in. So this is like my designated not dirty enough but not clean enough clothes box. So I think if you have that situation where you tend to like pile clothes up on a chair or your desk or something, it could be a good idea to get some kind of like little basket or box, and you have like a special certain place for it that you use for that. And then it also helps because, like, at least for me, if it was like on a chair or something, it has like kind of an unlimited capacity of how big of a pile it can get. Whereas when I have it just to this box, I'm kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna keep wearing this same stuff and then put it in the hamper before I like try taking out too many different clothes. The next item is finally, it's still home, but it's not a bedroom item anymore. It's a kitchen tool, and it is a scraper tool for when you're washing dishes. I'm sure you could use it for other things too, but that's what it's like marketed as and what I use it for. So yeah, this is just really good. This one I have is bamboo, but I've seen plastic ones for sale at different stores. Yeah, so this is just, you know, really good for when you have a pan or any plate, anything but like that has stuff stuck on it. And I would recommend still soaking things when you can, but for example, I tend to make my rice in, like if I make white rice, I'll make it in like this stainless steel pot that I have, and depending on how I cook it, it will stick to the bottom, and I let it soak, but it's still kind of stuck on there. It needs like some scraping, so this is really good for that. I just scrape it off and it doesn't damage the pan or anything, and I feel like it's more sanitary than using a sponge or a scrubber where the food particles can get like trapped in there. This is like, you can scrape it and then you can clean this thing itself. Yeah, so just a super useful tool, and I don't know how I went so long without having one of these, but I'm really glad that I have one now. So my next favorite is also a kitchen item, and it is this beautiful mug, ceramic, handmade, hand-thrown mug that I got from Mimi. I think her Instagram is Mimi Ceramics, and she's a ceramicist from, I believe, Portland. And I also have another piece from her. I was able to get a checkered Technicolor planter, which I'll show. But this is one of my kitchen favorites that I've like just been loving and using so much ever since I got it. It is, yeah, just a super cute mug. I mean, these are really popular right now, but I think that they're gonna like stand the test of time, and be something that like I'm gonna keep this as long as possible until it breaks, and hopefully that never happens. And I think like similarly with other people, like their ceramics that they get, those are gonna be things that we can keep and cherish as long as possible, and they're just like something really unique and special to add to your kitchen. Yeah, so I was really happy when I was able to get this from one of her web drops at the end of last year. And yeah, I just make all my morning drinks in here. When I have tea, I make it in here, and it just makes me happy. Another thing too that is just like the sensory feeling of it is just so satisfying. Like, I don't know about other people if this is kind of like a reason that they like clay mugs, but this is like a reason that I like it. It's just like, it's so satisfying to feel the exposed clay and to feel the glazed clay. Like, it just does something for my brain. Anyway, yeah. This next item or items are for if you have pets. So, well, first I want to say that unfortunately, so I had a dog, and he was about to be 14. He would have been 14 sometime in this next week. And a couple of weeks ago I had to put him down. He was my childhood dog that I had since I was 12 years old, and unfortunately I had to make that decision, but I'm really glad that I was able to be there with him when he went away. It was like the best decision I could make for him. But before I had to do that, a couple months, and I feel like depending on who you follow, or like if you're on Instagram a lot, you might have seen these already, but I had seen these really cute, mostly marketed for dogs and cats, dogs a lot, sweaters, and like they're just super cute. Like, look at that. Yeah, so if you have pets and you like cute sweaters and stuff, this company Little Beast is becoming really popular, and this sweater is really popular for good reason. It's like the only sweater of this style that I've ever seen for pets, so I had to get it. And they also have like little onesies and stuff. I had gotten a little striped onesie. These, I feel like you can possibly find something like this elsewhere, but this is like the most unique pet sweater that I've ever seen. Yeah, so even though for me I only got to use it for a couple months, I don't regret the purchase at all, because it made me happy and I liked seeing my dog in this cute little sweater and it kept him warm. So yeah, if you like cute sweaters for your pets, I definitely recommend this sweater, and they have a few other styles that are similar. So yeah. Okay, and then the final things are not objects, but there's a podcast and a few songs that have been favorites of mine. So the past probably like 2 months, I tend to do this where I find a podcast and I like mainly listen to all the as many past episodes as I can for like a good few months. It's like I'll listen to other podcasts, but I'll go to this one more often than not and listen to it on my walks and stuff when I find one that I enjoy. So the recent one that I've been doing that with is the Let It Out podcast, hosted by Katie Dalebout. She does a lot of like conversations and interviews with different people from different walks of life, and yeah, they just talk about life. It's very authentic, I feel, and genuine, and I learn a lot, and I just like hearing how people go through different things in their life, how they approach different things in their life. Yeah, so I've been really enjoying those episodes, and I really love that they're really long. They're usually at least an hour, and I love when a podcast is at least an hour, but like even up to 2 hours, I love that. I don't know if a lot of people like that, but that's like one of my favorite things, is having a really nice long podcast to listen to. Yeah, she's been doing interviews too recently with different artists that I really like. So like right now, as I'm recording this, beforehand I was listening to the interview with Camilla Engstrom, who I love. She's actually, oh my god, like that's the artist who I have the art print from. Yeah, I love her work so much, so I'm really excited to finish that episode, and that one's going to be 2 parts actually, so I'm really excited for that. And she had an interview with Madeline De La Rosa and Christine. Yeah, just super cool people, and like even other people that I don't know about and I'm able to learn about on this podcast and like find their work, or yeah, like I said, just learn different stuff from. And I like the pace that it goes at, and then it's kind of more a little free form and just talking about life. I love that. So that's been a favorite of mine. And since I'm talking about podcasts, I should also mention that I started a podcast called Tending Creativity, and I have only 4 episodes out right now, but I mean, that's been a favorite of mine. So if you like podcasts, maybe you will like that one. Yeah, so with that, I'm doing like interviews with different creatives and artists and just different people about creativity and their work and stuff. So I think that's kind of why I like the Let It Out podcast, because I realize like I just like stuff like that, and podcasts that have a layout like that. So that's why I started doing a podcast like that. Yeah, so I hope to keep working on that in the new year, and that project has been really fun for me. That's another favorite of mine. Anyway, my last favorites are 2 songs. The first one is Someone to Spend Time With by Los Retros, and it's just a super, I don't know, like sweet, great song, and I love it, and I've been listening to it a lot. Anyway, it's just a really good song. And then the second song is Space Girl by Francis Forever, and I don't have TikTok, but I do like see reels and stuff on Instagram that make their way from TikTok, and I watch a lot of YouTube, of course, and it was actually recommended to me on my YouTube, so I listened to that song and I really liked it. But in the comments I saw a lot of people saying, oh, got sent here from TikTok, or who's here from TikTok. So I guess it was used a lot in TikToks, and that's might be a way that it got really popular. But I found it on YouTube and I really, really love it, and I've been listening to that one a lot. So yeah. Okay, so those are all of my favorites that I've been really loving lately the past few months. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.